Hey, SouthRidge, Pastor Brent here with another update. And where's summer? It is like raining outside. I'm looking out the window right now and it is pouring. Summer, you need to get here because, well, Pam and I are going on holidays in a couple of weeks, so we're really looking forward to some decent weather. I hope you get some time off this summer as well. I just want to take a couple of moments and touch on three things today. One, I want a huge thank you to those of you who participated in the survey, gave us some responses to the questions we asked, and we'll share some of those at the partners meeting on Sunday. But I thought I'd share a couple things that I've observed in the responses so far with you. One, no matter what the question, it seems that 10 to 15% of people who respond have no plans on coming to a worship experience or back into a place where there's in-person gathering for church for a variety of reasons. And then another thing that was interesting is that 2/3 of the respondents, when asked, what are you looking forward to the most about in-person gathering if we can do it, is just being together. It's more important than the location. It's more important even than the time of when it happens, even the day of when it happens. Just being together is the most important for 2/3 of you. And then lastly, interesting with a question that was asked, would you come to an in-person gathering or worship service if you had to wear a mask? And 35% of people said they would rather stay at home if they had to wear a mask in an in-person worship setting. So interesting things. Basically, the takeaway from a lot of it is this: that there are a lot of opinions, there's a lot of viewpoints, regardless of the question. And in many cases, there's just no clear way forward. And leading in times like this, where there is no clear way forward, is difficult. To be honest, when COVID hit and during the first month and a half, leading through this actually wasn't that hard. I was asked by a number of people, hey, Brent, how is it leading through something like this? And I said, really, I haven't found it difficult. Yes, there's been a ton of work. Yes, we have had to make changes. Often we make a plan and 2-3 days later we have to change it. But it wasn't hard because we knew what we needed to do. We knew how to lead forward. Coming out of COVID and to this restart phase, leadership, I have found, is way more taxing, way more difficult, because there's no set direction forward. There's no right way of doing it. There's so many options. And so in this time of trying to lead through this restart phase, I'm going to just continue to ask for your patience, because we're going to try things. Maybe you were watching the service last week and you saw the baptism. We tried a baptism COVID style. And I know it just looked weird, awkward, uncomfortable. I'm standing there in a black mask with these blue gloves on. And I got to give Leanne credit. She is a trooper. So thank you, Leanne, for the willingness to let nothing stop you from being baptized. Many people even watching the feed didn't even know I wasn't in the tank. I was actually standing outside of it. And so, yes, I've been mocked by my family for how I looked. I've been mocked by the staff and my community group for how I looked. I will take that because, of course, we're just going to try things. And so in the spirit of trying things, I'm just going to let you know that we've asked a small group of people, a couple of focus groups, to help us think through what it might look like to meet in person. And so we're going to be doing that kind of behind the scenes over the next couple of weeks. And hopefully, after we go through that, get feedback, we can chart a course for July and August, and we can let you know what that's going to look like near the beginning of July. So please continue to have patience, continue to tune in online on Sundays, and join us in worship. Continue to meet with your community group. And the last thing I just want to share with you is something that I realized yet again last night. Pam and I were part of our community group last night in the backyard of one of our families, and it was just so good to be there. Part of it is we just laughed a lot. With all the stress going on in our life with work or just even the things in the world, it was good just to hang out with friends and laugh at each other, laugh about things going on in our life. And at the end of the evening, we had a chance to just pray for each other. And as we kind of went around praying for each other, we prayed for things like something going on in one of the families. We prayed for one of the couples who were finally getting a chance to get away and reconnect this weekend. We prayed for one couple who's looking for life direction. We prayed for another couple who are entering in a new stage of life and things, they're making changes and not sure how it's going to go. We prayed for another person in our group who lost his job because of COVID, has a temporary job, but is wondering what God wants him to do in the future. And then for a couple of our families who have grads who are graduating right now, like this week and next week, and just the hardships that has been for the families and the sadness of it all. And at the end of it, as I got in the car and I drove home with Pam, I was just reminded how much I needed it. I reminded how good it was to be with friends and in community, and how much we need each other during this time. So I hope that you have that community. I hope you have that small group where you are able to connect with people, laugh, enjoy each other, pray for each other, build each other up, and stay connected. Have a great week, SouthRidge, and see you on Sunday.